It's time for Lindsay's essay of the day. Yay!
Brought to you by We Should Write, right?
Yesterday morning was hard. And in a minute, I'm going to say something I had never said out loud until yesterday. And after a very loud, long scream cry, in which I wondered if any neighbors would come running, I released a very heavy emotional energy I had been carrying for quite some time. I would say 9 years, to be more precise. It's my morning ritual to get up before the rest of the house stirs, put on various renditions of healing frequency music, light some incense, and lay in our sunroom on the floor, stretching, praying, meditating, writing. Quick side note, I contest that praying is talking to God and meditation is listening to God. Two very big distinctions. I believe that demystifies meditation a bit as either something that carries the pressure of trying to transcend, or the other side of that coin, which is the pressure to not think about your grocery list. For me, meditation has no rules and is just being quiet and still, which can happen in whatever position I choose, and actually very often happens while driving. I digress. So yesterday, I did this routine a second time for some reason, perhaps just because I had the space and time to do it, and I'm really trying to force peace rather than the unnecessary busyness when at all possible. I laid down and put my hands over my lower belly, said a quiet prayer to release whatever was being held in my body that no longer served me, and let me tell you, I was heard. Here's what I discovered, which I've already known but would not name. I've been holding on to so much grief around the fact that I never carried a child. I've been holding on to so much grief around the fact that I did not carry my daughter specifically. I've been holding on to so much shame around the fact that my daughter is adopted. I have been holding on to so much shame that I was somehow less of a woman for not being able to carry a child. I've been holding on to so much. Let me quickly clarify. I am so proud to be a mother, specifically to my daughter. She is so perfect, and there isn't a doubt in my mind that we were not perfectly placed as a family and beyond meant to be. My family makeup makes so much sense, and I have never once doubted that. And yet, two truths can be the same at once. I can be elated to be a mother to her, and also grieve what didn't happen for me, and perhaps more importantly, what didn't happen for her. I saw this amazing intuitive healer years ago in California. Yes, take all the woo out of that you would like. And she said something that hit me in that moment and hit me again yesterday, years later. She said, "You hold so tight to the fact that your daughter's adopted. You need to make peace with and release that." I thought, oh sure, I'll just release one of the most massive heartaches of my life and move on. It's obviously not that easy. Or is it? I believe growth and healing are painstakingly long until we realize it's necessary. And then it can actually be a rather quick release. For instance, she told me this about 6 years ago, and I acknowledged it, but I was also not ready to address it and still had more lessons, I suppose, to learn. Then yesterday, I acknowledged it again, this time ready to sit with it, love it, and let it go, and the floodgates opened. I could literally feel tightness leave my body, the tears and screams helping it to pass through. And then, a few minutes later, I just stopped crying. I was aware the whole time this needed to happen. I wasn't even truly sad during it, rather just observing and allowing it to happen. And then I took myself out to lunch at my favorite restaurant and eavesdropped on people's conversations at the bar, which is one of my favorite activities to come back to life. When I told this to a friend yesterday, she was shocked and curious, then thought about it a few minutes and said, well, that actually makes a lot of sense. I just never had to think about it myself. We got into a conversation about motherhood in general, the different forms it takes or doesn't, and how we all, in one way or another, have our own necessary healing around the concept of mother. I realized that for the past 7.5 years, I've been constantly focused on the fact that my daughter is adopted. It's constantly running in the background in my head. I think about it every time I look at her. Not because I don't love her, but because I never addressed the wound. And I over-explain our family dynamic and her background to everyone I meet, whether they ask for it or not. So much so that I think it's begun to become an issue by proxy with her own identity and sense of belonging. #momfail. I didn't realize I was doing this until I realized I was doing this. It's not that I don't believe I'm her mom, because being her mom is the best thing in my entire life, and we have a profound multi-lifetime connection. But again, two truths can be the same at once, and those feelings are also there. I also realized no one has really ever asked me about what it felt like to be told I couldn't naturally conceive a child. People want to know the details of the fertility and adoption journey, mainly to navigate their own situations, and I'm more than happy to share my story there and help people find their own path. In fact, it's become one of my life missions to help people along that journey. But no one has asked how I handled the emotional piece of it. And I guess I never really did ask myself either. I'm not saying it's anybody's responsibility to have asked that. And also, I know that people never really know what to say, or they wonder if you even want to talk about. And I probably didn't want to talk about it. But I do now, on paper, when I don't have to answer anyone's questions or have anyone watch me cry or want to give me their input, because truthfully, I don't want to hear anybody's input. It's something I had to go through and come out on the other side of my own. No one's situation is identical to mine, and mine is identical to no one's. And I don't believe advice really even works in this scenario. But I do believe you hearing my story through my writing and me hearing yours organically and at the right time helps to feel less lonely and, quite frankly, less special in the best of ways. So in conclusion, and so you're not worried about me or what I'm going to do next, today I have felt so much lighter. Miraculously, to be honest. I cleared something energetically yesterday, and by writing about it today, the remnants are clearing themselves out as well. And I won't be over-explaining myself or my daughter anymore to anyone. And if I do find myself doing that, I can just observe it, clean it up, and pivot. I'm not saying there won't be more to work through in the future, but for now, I'm proud of myself for recognizing, releasing, and finding renewed joy in my own story of motherhood. And I can't wait for the next time I get to introduce my daughter with zero stipulations around the title, and then skip away, holding hands with her into the horizon like two people meant for each other.
No, don't
Okay.
go on the stage.
I'll stay right here.
No, I'm a stage.
Oh, you're on the stage, sorry.
I'm princess!
You're a what?
I'm princess!
You're a what?
I'm princess!
Whoa, you're a what?
I'm a princess.
Yeah, you are.